Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ishrin Asmi. Firstly, I would like to congratulate to all my teammates because we have finally finished the assignment, which is had been given by Dr. Namila. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude because I had a chance to explain to you guys what exactly what we got in chapter 15. So what we got in chapter 15 is all about personality and social interactions. In this topic, which is there will be three mechanisms. There will there will be three mechanisms of social interaction. Firstly, we got here selections. Second, evocation, and the last one is manipulations. So today, I was given the responsibilities to explain to you guys what we got in the sections. So let's get through the selection, okay? In the selection, there will be six minor topics that will that will be explained by me and my partners, which is IFA. So let's go through it. Firstly, what we got here is personality characteristic desired in a marriage partner. Sounds interesting, right? Assortative mapping for personality, the search for the similar. Do people do people get the mates they want? Personality and the selective breakups of couples. Shyness, the selections of risky situations. Other personality traits and the selections of a situation. So without wasting our time, so we were going through all this by one, okay? And then first, I'm gonna explain to you the what exactly the meanings of selection. So we go through the definition first. So the definitions of selection tell us about personality characteristics of others influence whether we select them as friends, dates, or marriage partners. It also probably state that personality characteristics play such a big role in certain situations we select to enter or stay. So what we got here is actually by the meanings of it influence whether we select them as friend, dates, or marriage partner. It means that personality that has been shown by someone, it depends on the people that they are making the bond itself. For example, if you are making a bond between a friends, what exactly a personality that you will be shown by yourself? For me, I would love to be so friendly, which is I could talk anything, which is there is no boundaries, which is I can make fun, can play around, but when I make it a bond for a date, definitely I will be someone that really in love, which is I would take care of the girl that I really like, which is I won't hurt her feelings, something like that. Which is the first with the friends, which is when you talk to your friends you will talk sometimes harsh, but when with someone that you're gonna date you will gonna talk smoothly without hurting her. That's what I mean. And then personality characteristic plus plays such a big role in certain situation we select to enter or stay. So what I'm gonna give an example here is situation that we are going to enter or stay or we're gonna avoid itself. If for example that we are living in housing area. So and then we found out that our neighbor is so doesn't exactly even have no common sense, and we decided to move to another housing area. So it means that someone's personal characteristic plays such a big role in certain situation, which is it may is want to stay or want to leave. That's what I mean. So let's move on to the other one, which is personality characteristic desire in a marriage partner, which is had been distributed by Bruce and his some college, some colleague. So they have been making a survey and collecting some data from from Africa and all the country, all country inside the country, which is precisely 10,047 participants of 37 samples were chosen from 33 countries, 6 continents, 5 islands. Affinity or love is the more characteristic that can be listed out. The importance of personality characteristics similar to the dependable character, emotional stability, and pleasing disposition. So basically, through the survey or questionnaire that has been given out to the participant, they have come up with the result that most of the people shows favor the most love, favor the personality of love. Well, you know that it is true that everyone basically needs love, right? Even the family's rock group, I think so. If I was not wrong, the Beatles have said that all we need is love. So that basically the things that really important on us and ourselves, and it has been proved that love is really important. That really important, and it is one of the personality that must be being exist and in certain in everybody's soul, in every souls. Okay, and then it says also the importance of personal characteristic similar to the dependable character, emotional stability, and pleasing disposition. This kindly true, which is that personal characteristics will affect or will influence your emotional stability and pleasing disposition. Yeah, if you things want to be someone's that extroversion, you basically shows how exactly the extroversion will act at the outside. That's what I mean. Okay, for the other one is for the next is we were gonna talk about, so move on to the next slide. We're gonna talk about the executive mapping for personality, which is the search for the similar. People tend to marry someone that definitely reflect the same characteristic as theirs, which is this is what we call which is which is this is this kind of research by Botwin and said one of their colleagues studying about dating and married couples. So in here it says that for nearly every variable that has been examined, from single action to ethnic and racial status, people seem to select mates who are similar to themselves, even for physical characteristics such as height, weight, astonished, nose, breadth, and ear loop length. Couple shows positive correlations. Even the perceived personality of an individual on a face, based on the face. So here, correlated preferences for personal characteristic basically can be formed through the potential mate and characteristic shown by yourself. So it means that your character, if you want to look for someone, you basically would see your own reflection, and it must, yeah, something like that. And then for the second is correlations are consistently positive. Positive correlation between the partners due to the direct social preference, which is referred to have the same interest, that is usually determined based on a personality characteristic that choose to do selecting. So what we're gonna say that if you are looking for someone that we're gonna dating or marry, basically someone have the same interest with us. I mean, like you you wanna use for example, I'm gonna give it here is myself. I love to cook, and basically I want to have someone that will live for me that love to cook, so that we will have the same interest, and it will make our what we call it our our relationship will stay for a long term, And this is what we call it's a consistently positive because both have the same interest. Something that refers towards that, which is it gives you it give it give the positive things for towards your relationships. And move on to the last one, I guess. Do people get the mate they want? Basically, this is one of the kind of question that always is being asking by everyone, which is, do we get the mates that we want? Actually, when it comes to fact, it's really hard to find one every because if you are looking something that perfect or something that completely that we want is hard because everyone has their flaws and they will not have completely all the things that we want. So here it say that consistently positive correlations, people seem to choose their partner based on personality. Yes, that's right. Personality shown by the spouse play a big impact with the marital satisfaction, and people definitely going to be happy if they could marry someone that have high and openness, emotional stability, and agreeableness. So here we see that people seem to choose their partner based on personality. Yes, basically we will choose the partners based on their personality itself because what they are show is reflects what is reflecting what actually they are. And then it says that it plays a big important spouse sorry personality shown by the spouse play a big impact towards the marital satisfaction. It's truly say if we are a married couple, your spouse personality would definitely gonna 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 give it a big impact towards your long term towards your relationship, which is it will keep you guys for a long term really. Yeah, which is if you married with someone that really will have agree and could tolerate with you, it goes to marital satisfaction, which is you are being happy because you have made that decision to marry someone that have the same interest with you, that that literally know how to handle your character. So it's also point out that marital satisfaction is all about satisfaction that we want. Basically, we're gonna tell you based on the age, based on the physical appearance, and so on. And then for the last one, I will say that yes, if you want to be happy, marry someone that have high on openness, emotional stability, and agreeableness. Because when it comes to marriage, it's basically that you guys will have a lot of decision to make. So basically, it means that you need to decide all the things together, which is where you're gonna build your home, where how you gonna have the family planning. So if someone that doesn't know on how to agree, if someone doesn't want to have a toleration in your relationship, this will be fine. It will be hard for you guys on how to keep the relief for a long term. And then for second is emotional stability. When it comes to marriage, there's a lot of obstacle that will happen to you, which is basically it will be the financial one. If you have a financial and then for example, you are the man, you are the one who are being feeding the food to your kids and to your wife. One day, you finally lost your job, and then your wife have been so struggle, keep pushing you to find a job, and then she would say that she was gonna leave you if you don't have the job. So I mean, it's proof here that emotional stability is totally one of the reasons why if one of the reasons why you need to look up before you choose your partners, because it's supposed to be when you have someone that really, when you have partners, it means that she needs to understand what exactly the situation happened to you. It means that she cannot being so selfish and follow the follow the wrong, sorry, follow for which is they will make decision basically based on it, their emotional. So that's what I'm telling you guys. So basically, the overall that it is very important for all of us to know that personality characteristic is playing such a big role in ourselves, which is like what I said, that we we choose someone basically, or pick someone basically based on what they are showing to us, their personality itself. So personality is really big, is really an important role when we want to select our partners, friends, and so on. So I think that's all from me. The other parts, the other three parts will be continued by my
Hello
partner, which
and
is
Assalamualaikum
Nurifan. So that's all from me.
to
Thank you.
my fellow friends and Dr. Nabila, to Yusri for the presentation, and I will take this opportunity to present my part. First of all, my name is Nur Zalifah binti Umar, and I will explain other three subtopic from selection. So for the first subtopic is personality and the selective breakup of couples. For this subtopic, there is two ways which personality plays a role in the mate selection process. Um, which is for the first for the first way is universal selection preference. This means personality characteristics that everyone desire in a potential mate, such as dependability and emotional stability. And for the partners who are similar to themselves in personality. So we can see that every partner will choose someone that have similarity in themselves. It depends on every couple, but can I see that everyone like to have similarity with their partners. Okay, for the next points, according to violation of desire theory from past 1994, breakups should be more common when one's desires are violated than when they are fulfilled. It means like when some couples have so much difference between their personality, like they don't have any similar personality, like they are bad tempered or they are someone that boring, like that. So they tend to break up more often, something like that. And then there is some example that the most common that everyone can see, which is emotional instability, where emotional instability is the most consistent personality predictor for marital instability and divorce. Okay, so we can see that when someone they don't have emotional that stable, so they tend to argue a lot. They have some conflicts. If their partners feel stressed or can't take it anymore, they tend to break up or get a divorce. Next one is people actively seek mates who are dependable and emotionally stable, and those who fail to choose such mates are at risk for divorce. So for the recent studies, there is two other influence in relationship satisfaction and dissatisfaction. For the first one is similarity in personality profile rather than in individual personality traits. So like what I explained before, everyone wants to find the partners that have a similarity in their personality. So they have something in common. For the second one, individuals' conception of an ideal mate and their partner's actual personality. So the second one is also an important point because everyone have like what are their ideal type in their mind, and when they have their real partner, like a real husband or wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, like they like to compare compare their partner personality and their other characteristic ideal type in their mind. Okay, so from the two two points that I said before, they are both linked with positive relationship outcomes such as marriage. So we can conclude that those who fail to get what they want, including a mate who is similar, they are tend to selectively break up more often than those who get what they want. Okay. For the next point, which is shyness and the selection of risky situation. Okay, shyness is in a tendency to feel tense, worried, and anxious during social interaction or even when anticipating social interactions. So, from what we can understand from this means, people who are more shy, they are like to low themselves, feel low, and they don't like to stand out in the public because they don't like when everyone give their attention to them. So they feel more like anxious, like insecure in themselves. So the next point is during adolescence and early adulthood, shy people tend to avoid social situations, resulting in a form of isolation. So this is a range from adolescence and early adulthood. So we can see that in this range, there is more people that can overcome their shy. They become more anxious and avoid many things that they have to do in public. Something that can attract others um, to themselves. So, for example, um, like shy women are less likely to go to a gynecologist. For your information, gynecologist is a physician who specializes in treating disease of the female reproductive organs. So, so we know that gynecologist is more about a doctor that treat a female disease. So shy women they are tend to avoid to take a test and see a doctor for the gynecologist test. So they will feel more awkward and shy, especially when the doctor is a man. And next, shyness affects whether a person is willing to select risky situations. We can see from before example, from the example of a shy woman about a gynecologist before. So, in conclusion, shyness, in short, has a substantial impact on selective entry into or avoidance of situations. For next subtopic, which is other personality traits and the selective of situations. So, some example for these personality traits is Those who are characteristically more empathic, they are more likely to enter situations like community activities. For the next example, someone with high machiavellianism prefer face-to-face situations. What I understand and what I got, machiavellianism is a psychological trait centered on interpersonal manipulation, unemotional coldness, and indifference to morality. They like to do face-to-face situation because this situation offer a better chance to apply their social manipulative skills to exploit others. And then for the next one is high on psychoticism, choose volatile and spontaneous situations more than formal ones. So for psychoticism is a personality pattern typified by aggressiveness and interpersonal hostility. So for someone that have psychoticism, there is someone that they have their own style in their mind. They have their own characteristic. The next one is there is a thoroughly exploit personality. Variables in the context of situation selection that has been, which is sensation seeking. So for someone that have that high sensation seekers are more likely to volunteer for unusual experiments and they are more frequently choose to enter risky situations. For someone that have a high sensation seeking, there are someone like they have their own bravery level. So for this subtopic, personality affects situations to which people are exposed through selective entry into or avoidance of certain activities. That's all from me, and I will pass this
Assalamualaikum
presentation
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name
to
is
the
Rozdin
next
Shara binti Rajali,
presenter.
and today I'm going to present about personality and social interaction for evocation. There are four subtopics of evocation, but for today I'm going to explain more about aggression and the evocation of hostility and evocation of anger and upset in partner. First, what is meant by evocation? Evocation can be described as the way in which personality characteristic elicit reaction or response from others. What is meant by elicit? Elicit is mean we draw out some reaction from someone. For example, if one person is sociable and really like to interact with new people, the other people will evoke likeness toward them faster. Same like other people will evoke hatred toward the arrogant people. For the first subtopic, aggression and the evocation of hostility. It's well known that aggressive people or violent people evoke hostility from others. What is meant by hostility is mean like we feeling dislike. The aggressive people tend to expect that other people to be hostile toward them. One study has shown that aggressive people consistently perceive ambiguous behavior from others as being deliberately hostile, such as being bumped into, even though it's just an accident. This is called hostile attributional bias. Aggressive people thought that the other has hostility toward them, hence they act aggressively toward the others. But what they don't know is they evoke the hostility from the others by treating them with aggressive manners. Which mean by because of the aggressive people treating the other people with aggressive manner, that's why other people will evoke hostility toward the aggressive people. For the second subtopic is evocation of anger and upset in partners. There are two ways in which personality can evoking conflict in close relationship. First, a person can do some action that can trigger an emotional reaction in their partner. For example, there's a husband who takes his wife meal when they're eating because he is a picky person, and it can lead that the wife to be angry toward her husband. For the second one is a person elicit reaction from another, which in effect upset the original initiator. For example, a boyfriend is stingy, so he don't buy his girlfriend a gift for her birthday. But then he feels sad because his girlfriend didn't buy he a gift for his birthday. The personality plays a huge role to evoke anger and sadness. For this moment, the strongest personality that influence anger and sadness in partner is low agreeableness and emotionally stability. There are people who has low agreeableness tend to have different idea from other people and refuse to accept the other opinion, and this will create a conflict in a relationship. There's another study found that low agreeableness individual, because of their anger, jealousy, and antisocial behavior, tend to evoke high level of relationship conflict. There's a link between personality and conflict show up as early as adolescent. If the teenager have low agreeableness, it's not only evoke conflict, but they can become victimized by their friend in school. For example, if they have a group discussion and then this teenager always didn't agree to everything, whatever their friend giving the idea. So because of that, many people don't want to be group with them. The husband who have low emotional stability has tendency to evoke anger and sadness in their wife. For example, the husband have some problem at work and he lash out the problem at his wife when he's home by being abusive or just being acting irritable to his wife. That make that his wife very angry or sad to her husband. Someone who is high in negative emotionality or high in neuroticism has high tendency to have conflict in all their relationship, while those who high in positive emotionality experience less conflict in their relationship. There is a study by Robbins, Caspi, and Moffitt, 2002. There is a study from United States, Australia, the Netherlands, and Germany that revealed that agreeableness and emotional stability are the traits consistently conducive to evoking satisfaction in relationship. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I will continue our presentation, my friend presentation about evocation. Okay, so my topic is evocation of likability, pleasure, and pain. Okay, first, we know that being liked by others is linked with higher level of adjustment, mental health, and even academic performance based on Wolfman and Wood, 2011. Okay, we know being extroverted increase likability even on online social networks. Those that I talk link with agreeableness, the sociable component of extraversion, and the honesty of humility factor. People with these qualities evoke pleasure in others that leading to their liking. Okay. In contrast, we know people that's low on agreeableness and honesty, humility evoke pain in others. They can cause others to be offended, annoyed, irritated, and even frightened and intimidated. Personality, in short, creates a footprint on one's social world by evoking liking, pleasure, or pain in other people. Okay, next. I will continue. Okay, next is evocation, truth, expectancy, confirmation. Okay, we know expectancy confirmation is a phenomenon whereby the phenomenon of expectancy confirmation has also been called self-fulfilling prophecy and behavioral confirmation. Can we believe that we have such a powerful role in evoking behavior from others. Okay, I want to give one. Okay, before that, people believe about the personality characteristic of other cause them to evoke. Okay, I will give some example that Snyder and Swan in 1978 with their fascinating study. Okay, they want people to let them know that they was dealing with hostile and aggressive individual. Okay, first they introduce the the uh, two individual, and people believe let them to act in aggressive manner toward unsuspecting target. Then they examining the unsuspecting target, uh, and then unsuspecting target get actually acted in more hostile manner. It means that behavior evoked by the person led them to expect hostility. In this example, we know that the personality of other actually created the behavior that confirm those initial belief. This is based on Snyder and Cantor. Okay, expectancy about personality may have widespread evocation effects in everyday life. We all know that we often hear information about one person reputation before we meet them. Okay, we know maybe before we meet them, we hear some people that a person is smart, socially skilled, egocentric, or manipulative. Okay, maybe we know that with our friends, or we know the stories about them. this this belief of personality characteristic often may have far-reaching effect on evoking behavior that confirm our initial belief. So sometimes to change our personality, we must move to a new place where people do not already know us. This is because people who already know us maybe unwittingly evoke the behavior that confirm their belief. So it may constraining our ability to change. That's why we know our friends, maybe our close friend, have changed when they go to a new place or to a new university because of the place, and that people do not already know us. Okay, that's all.
Hi,
Thank
my
you.
name is Nurul Izzah binti Ahir, and I will continue to present about personality and social interactions. And my topic is manipulation. Okay, there are four subtopics of manipulation, as you can see. First definition of manipulation, taxonomies of 11 tactics of manipulation, set differences in the tactic of manipulation, personality predictors of tactics of manipulation. Okay, what is manipulation? Manipulation or social influence include all the ways in which people intentionally try to change the behavior of others. It means that people will try to change the behavior of others uh, using any ways or anything to make that person change their behavior. That's a manipulation. Okay. taxonomies of 11 tactics of manipulation. The development of a taxonomy of tactics of manipulation is an attempt to identify and name the major ways in which people attempt to influence others in their social world. So, in in short, the development of taxonomy is a is an attempt to identify and name the major ways that people tend to use to influence others, ways that people use to manipulate others. Uh, the taxonomies of tactics of manipulation was developed through a two-step procedure. First, nomination of acts of influence, and second, factor analysis of self-reports and observer reports of the previously nominated acts. Past 1992, past et al. 1980. Is that right? Okay. These are the details that had been through. Um, okay, basically in this step, we are interested in things. We are interested in what people do to influence others in order to get what they want. The participants are asked to think about their romantic partner, close friend, mother, father, etc. And how do that? How the participant get this person to do something for them? What do they will do? And they have to try to list down the any specific behaviors or acts that they will perform in order to get this person to do something for them. Okay, for example, uh, I want my romantic partner to get a flower for me. So, what do I do to get my partner do that for me? I will, I will act, I will behave, and to make my partner do that for me, and that all behaviors and acts will list down in a list. And the list after the list was generated in step 1, we go to step 2, which the researchers will cover it into a questionnaire that could be administered by self-report or observer report. So by the report, the, the researchers had classified that there are 11 tactics of manipulation: charm, coercion, silent treatment, reason, regression, self-abasement, responsibility invocation, ball, pleasure induction, social comparison, monetary reward. So basically, this tactic is that we all know. The difference between coercion and hardball is more aggressive and can involve in physical abuse to get what he or him want. Hardball is more harsh than coercion. Machiavellianism. Okay, Machiavellian associated with manipulative strategy of social interaction with a personality style that use others as tools for personal gain. They have their strategy uh, with their personality style to use others to get what they want. Uh, there are skills called Machiavellianism scale, and that score high in the scale is called high Mac. They tend to tell people what they want to hear, use flattery to get what her or him wants, and rely heavily in lying and deception. In short, high Mac will use dirty tricks or dirty tactics to get what her or him want. Vice versa, low Mac, low scorer for Machiavellianism. Okay, uh, they are kind of person that trusting believe that things are clearly either right or wrong and views humanity as basically good. They use strategy or of cooperation and based on the reciprocity relationship. So this mean like if I do something to you, you have to do something for me back. That allow make the reciprocity relationship. Okay. There are any difference in man or woman in using the tactics? The answer is no, but there are small exception. The regression tactic. They found that women have higher tendency in using that tactics. Regression tactics including crying, sulking, whining, and pouting. So, as you know, women more tend to express their emotion. So that's why there are more tendency that women will use that tactics. Personality predictors of tactics of manipulation. People with certain personality trait are more likely to use certain tactics of manipulation. In this case, I will use the Big Five theory in that person for the personality trait. Openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Uh, okay, for openness, high intellect openness individuals tend to use reason, while low intellect openness individuals tend to use social comparison, use the different tactics. While conscientious individual tend to explain the reason why they want the other person to do something for them. It will explain the reason, explain why that person should do that to him or her. Why extraversion, those scored highly insurgency, which is a dominant person, more tend to use coercion to get their way. They also tend to use responsibility invocation. Why? Those person who score low insurgency, which is submissive person, tend to use self-abasement tactic and helpful tactic. So in my opinion, both quite not nice, but yeah, that uh theory. That's it it depend on that person. Agreeableness. High agreeable people tell and show others how enjoyable the activities, explain the rationale, and point out the good things from doing them. While disagreeable people are contrast. They frequently use coercion and the silent treatment. While Eurocitizen percent, im, the individual that have emotionally unstable use wide variety of tactics. Hardball correction and most use is regression. While regression, like I said before, regressions mostly involve in emotional things. While emotional volatility individuals are strategically motivated, use with purpose to influence others to get what they want. So, uh, in conclusion of the personality and social interaction chapter, we learned that personality do not reside passively within an individual, but rather reach out and affect each person's social environment. We learned that personality does not affect us; it affects everyone around us. Yes, and there are three processes which personality can influence an individual's social environment: selection, evocation, and manipulation. Okay, that's all. Thank you.